Hey everyone, welcome back to NT Coins World, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Today, we're going to explore two highly collectible Washington quarters, the 1982p and the 1984p in fine condition. These quarters are part of the US Mint's rich history and offer a lot to discover, from their mintage numbers and historical context to their value and the unique characteristics they might have. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner just starting out, understanding the details about these quarters can help you make informed decisions when building your collection. So let's dive right into the world of these fascinating Washington quarters. The 1982p Washington quarter is an interesting piece of US coinage that was minted in large quantities. But despite its high mintage, certain factors can elevate its value far beyond face value. The P Mint mark tells us this quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is a critical detail when evaluating these coins. The mintage for this year was just under 577 million coins, making it one of the more common years in terms of availability. But that doesn't mean it's not valuable. Far from it. In fine condition, this coin features noticeable wear, but its key features are still identifiable. Fine condition typically means that the coin has been circulated and shows moderate wear, but the details are still fairly clear. You'll be able to see the basic features of George Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse. In fact, the quarter's iconic design, created by John Flanagan, remains one of the most enduring symbols of US coinage. Now you might be thinking, with a mintage this high, what makes this coin so special? Well, while it is common in circulation, there are still a number of factors that can increase the value of the 1982p Washington quarter in fine condition. Coins in fine condition, especially those that have avoided heavy wear, are sought after by collectors because they are a bit harder to find than coins that are in worse condition. Additionally, the 1982p Washington quarter, like many other coins in the Washington quarter series, can have a variety of errors and unique characteristics that can increase its value significantly. For example, some collectors have found striking errors, such as off-center strikes or die cracks, that add rarity to the coin. A double die obverse error, while rare, could elevate a fine condition 1982p Washington quarter to an extraordinary price, sometimes even reaching into the range of $50,000 to $70,000 for those with significant minting defects. Of course, even without an error, a well-preserved 1982p Washington quarter in fine condition still holds some value. At the time of writing, a 1982p Washington quarter in fine condition could be worth between $4 and $8 depending on the market demand and any minor variations. However, if the coin is especially well struck and exhibits minimal wear, it might fetch higher values from dedicated collectors who appreciate Washington quarters in their near original state. The historical context behind this coin adds another layer of appeal. The early 1980s were a time of economic fluctuation in the US, with inflation being a major concern. The US Mint continued producing large quantities of these coins to meet the demand for everyday transactions. While the 1982p Washington quarter was not initially released as part of a commemorative series, the coin's connection to the US economy and its role in everyday life makes it a tangible link to this particular era in American history. Another important factor is the population of the coin. While there were millions of 1982p Washington quarters produced, coins in fine condition are still relatively rare compared to those in lower or higher grades. As collectors search for coins that offer a balance of historical significance, condition, and rarity, fine condition examples of this quarter often see steady demand. Collectors of Washington quarters specifically seek out coins with particular details, such as the full date and the full liberty, indicators that the coin was struck clearly and well, adding to its overall desirability. As we move on to the next coin, let's remember that the 1982p Washington quarter may not be as valuable in an ordinary state, but when you consider errors, high-quality strikes, and its historical value, there's a lot to appreciate about this coin's role in US numismatic history. The second coin. Now let's turn our attention to the 1984 P Washington quarter. Much like the 1982 P version, the 1984 P Washington quarter was also minted at the Philadelphia Mint, with an impressive total of around 518 million coins produced. The 1984 P Washington quarter, in fine condition, while still a relatively common coin, holds significant potential for collectors. It's crucial to note that when it comes to any coin series, certain years and mintages stand out, even among large production runs. In fine condition, the 1984 P Washington quarter shows moderate wear, and its distinguishing features, like the profile of George Washington and the eagle on the reverse, remain visible but might not be as sharp as higher-grade coins. Still, for a coin that's over 40 years old, this is a solid example of how time and circulation can alter the look of a coin while still preserving enough detail to be considered collectible. The 1984 P Washington quarter saw circulation during a period of American prosperity in the 1980s, with the US economy growing under President Ronald Reagan's policies. The coin itself doesn't commemorate a specific event or milestone, but it represents a time when American coinage was entering the era of modern design, moving further away from the historical themes that were so prominent earlier in the century. This gives the 1984 P Washington quarter a subtle but meaningful place in the history of US coinage. In terms of market value, a 1984 P Washington quarter in fine condition typically holds a value of about $4 to $7, similar to the 1982 P coin. However, the 1984 P coin has the potential to be worth more if it exhibits certain characteristics that collectors look for, such as sharpness in the coin's design, or if there are any unusual features or errors present. One of the more valuable varieties of the 1984 P quarter can be found with die cracks or striking errors, which can push its value higher depending on how dramatic the error is. Coins with these issues are always more desirable because of their rarity. If a 1984 P Washington quarter with a die crack or off-center strike is in fine condition, it could be worth anywhere between $30 and $150, depending on the severity and visual appeal of the error. While the 1984 P Washington quarter didn't see the sort of intense collector interest that more historically significant coins might have received, it still holds a place in the market due to its role in the quarter series and the sheer volume of people who collected these coins during the 1980s. Over the years, collectors have been able to amass large quantities of these quarters, but as time goes on, those who kept them in good condition are seeing the value start to rise, especially when compared to coins that show heavy wear. As with the 1982 P coin, if the 1984 P Washington quarter you possess features an error, be it a double die crack, or misstrike, the potential value could soar. In fact, a quarter like this could fetch anywhere between $50,000 and $70,000 depending on the rarity and nature of the error. The 1984 P Washington quarter's appeal to collectors is largely driven by the way it fits into the larger narrative of US coinage and the increased interest in US coins from this era, particularly those in fine to extremely fine condition. Both the 1982 P and 1984 P Washington quarters in fine condition may not initially seem like huge treasures compared to some rare coins, but as we've discussed today, they hold significant potential for collectors, especially if they feature errors or are in particularly well-preserved states. The market for these coins can vary, but with a careful eye and a little luck, you might find yourself holding on to a coin that has substantial value. So next time you're scouring through your pocket change or visiting a coin dealer, keep an eye out for these quarters. Remember, condition, rarity, and any potential errors can make all the difference in determining the value of a coin. Who knows, you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into these two Washington quarters, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos about rare coins and valuable finds in the world of numismatics. Happy collecting, and see you next time on NT Coins World.